that you can learn that. So same thing when I'm in base, you know, I'm always, you know, the first time that we play, you know, we try to pick what that guy is doing because you never know at the, you know, in the 8th or in the 9th inning, you have the chance to steal in that base, and it doesn't matter if you're not that fast. I mean, you can be the slowest guy in the team, and you'll be able to take advantage of that because you know when he's going to the plate. So, you know, things like that. And, I remember Ben Sheet, you know, he used to turn, you know, his left foot every time he's going to the plate, you know. So I remember, you know, we had it, and as soon as he went like this, I mean, we even take off with his ball still on the ball still on his glove, you know, because we knew he wasn't going to go to first base, you know. Just little things like that, just reading the picture, you know, and to be able to pass it, you know, to pass it to your teammates, you know. And when I'm talking about tipping pitcher, the guys just open the glove and stuff like that. I mean, little things like that, you need to concentrate. Maybe a lot of you guys just, I don't know, I can't speak for you guys, but maybe you know, I can speak for myself because back then I didn't know anything about that. And I was just sitting, you know, watching while he was throwing, but I wasn't looking about, you know, if he was giving the pitch and stuff like that. And I know there's a lot of college right now and a lot of university that are using that. You know, the guy is fanning his glove, you know, it might be a fastball. If he doesn't move, it might be breaking ball, a slider. I mean, and I'm pretty sure if I see you guys throwing a bullpen here, I can find something about one of you guys doing that. You know, because you guys probably don't think about it. But when you get to the next level, when you get to the professional level, man, these guys, man, they don't let those things go by, you know. And that's what I learned right away, man. It was like, wow, you know. Oh, and I remember when I got to the big leagues, yeah, even back, you know, Gene Edmond grabbed me one day, and he took me to the video room, and he's like, look at this guy. And we sat there for 30 minutes. He was calling every freaking pitch. He was like fastball, slider, changeup. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? And then, you know, it was amazing. And he taught me that, and I was able to obviously help everybody else on the team and got better at it, which, you know, I kind of got lazy over the last couple of years. Like, I don't look at it anymore, but, you know, sometimes you take that for granted, but, you know, it happens. A lot of colleges doing it, and, you know, universities. I mean, and whenever you get the opportunity to turn pro and you see guys looking for that, don't catch you by surprise because there's a lot of people doing it, you know.
Go swing again.
My mechanics, I really keep it simple. You know, I try not to have too much movement in my body because I really think that the more that you have movement in your body, the worse it's going to be for you. I mean, it's hard already to hit a ball. It doesn't matter if it comes 87 or 90 miles per hour, and if it has just a little bit of movement on it, it's even worse. So I try to be as quiet as I can with my mechanics, with my swing, and everything is start like once again from your practice, man. You know, I want to have a goose from base, which is 60-40, and you know, I don't have a high kick like probably a lot of some of you guys do. I always believe the quicker you have that foot down on the ground, the better it is to recognize the pitch, whether it's fastball or breaking ball, and the better it is to go through the strike zone. You know, whenever I struggle, it's because I get caught up and I lift my front foot just a little bit sometimes, and I can catch myself sometimes doing it and try to think, okay, you need to go back to your basics, you know, because you're getting beat by the fastball, and I'm a really good fastball hitter, and I'm a good off-speed hitter too when I'm in the zone, you know, when I don't do too much movement. So I think one thing that I recommend you guys with mechanics is the last thing you want to look is like a Mark Teixeira or a Gary Sheffield guy where he whooped that bag and high kick and tried to imitate those guys. Never imitate your big guys because it's just hard. It's really hard. It's something that they've been doing now since you were a little boy and how to make some adjustment later on. I think the way that you need to help yourself is find find yourself where you're comfortable with the mechanics and work out and work it. You know, try to get better at it. And if it doesn't work, maybe make a little bit adjustment. But try to imitate somebody in the business is really tough, man. You know, because believe it or not, we just out there in the high level. You know, that you some of you guys are gonna get there hopefully one day, and you're gonna realize that you know, I think the less quiet that you are with your mechanics, the better it is. Same thing as a pitcher. I'm not a pitcher, but being in first base, I go and talk to the guys and say, hey, slow it down. You know, I mean, as a pitcher, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you rush everything, obviously now your arm angle's dropping and you're flying out. I mean, it's the same thing. If you slow the game down, the better it's gonna be. And thing as a hitter, you know, you slow yourself down as a hitter, and you know, have a strong base, 60-40, and let the ball get deep, whatever you want. And, you know, pretty much that's it. That's what I try to do. You know, I don't try to do too much with my mechanics. Just keep it simple, as simple as possible. You know, I don't try to change your mind. You know. Me iba a hablar español. No, pero dímelo ya. Pero tú no hablas inglés.
Obviously, you probably have to I really had no confidence in these guys and the plays. I would like to know what's in your mind when you're walking through the plays to get your AB, and also if you are like already waiting for a pitch or with possible breaking or going out, you're like ready for every single pitch and you do the same thing and like stay late outside or something like that, you know.
Reaction. I think the best way is to react. I think it's okay if you know the guy. I mean, if you have a lot of at-bats against a guy, it'll help you out. But to be able to see the counts like that, I don't like to do it. Because sometimes if I sit on the curveball, you always want to sit on the fastball and react on the off-speed. I mean, obviously, you can't hit, you know, one thing that my hitting coach and Mark, we always talk about, and I tell the guys, you can't hit the number 2, which is breaking ball, if you can't hit the number 1, you know? So you always need to hit the number 1, which is a fastball. You need to be, all the time, you need to be dead fastball, looking for fastball and react on the on-speed. And that's the reality, that's hitting right there. But you can't sit on breaking ball if you can't hit the fastball, you know? So I don't like to sit on pitch. I just like to react. I like to, you know, thank God that give me some blessed quick hand through the strike zone that I trust my hands that whatever pitch they throw out there, I'm gonna hit. I try to look for the zone, you know, to look middle away. That's what I like to look, because that's the hardest pitch to hit, the ball middle away. You know, the ball inside. That's just reaction. That ball, if you're a right-hander hitter, I mean, to me, that ball is easy to get to, because all you need to do is just wrap your head, boom, right-handed. But that ball middle away, man, to be able to drive that ball to right field, you need to let the ball get deep and then get there and then use your power that way. So that's the hardest ball. So that's the ball that I always look for, that middle away, sit middle away all the time, go back to the middle, and just react on the breaking ball. And, you know, just look for my pitch, for that fastball, you know. But I don't like to sit and count. If it's all too fast, strike approach and all that. I know a lot of guys, a lot of hitting coaches, probably when you were little and getting to this level, they tell you to choke on the bat. I don't like to do that. I believe that when you choke on the bat, you kind of defending the strike zone. You know, you need to have that confidence in yourself. Hey, if I have 0-2, I still just as good hitter, you know. If I 2-0, you know, and that's something that I built myself, you know. I was probably, I don't know right now because I haven't checked any of the stats, but since 0-1 to probably 0-8, I was the best two-strike hitter in the game, you know. And that's something that I built myself to that level, to trust myself with it, you know, and it helped me out. But I mean, whatever is comfortable for you, you know. You make that adjustment. This game is about making adjustment. You know, That's the name of this game. I mean, in college, in high school, and pro, and to the next level, to triple A, double A. I mean, it's about making adjustment. I mean, if you don't make adjustment, it's gonna be harder for you. And if sometimes you think that college is hard, wait until you get to the pro. If you think the A ball is hard, wait until you get to double A. And then when you get to triple A, and then when you get to the big leagues, then you really find out what's hard. Now it's nothing. Now it's, pretty much, it's easy. But when you get to that level that you guys want, that you all wanted to get, which is to be a professional ball player, it gets tougher. It gets tougher. The quicker that you can learn to make that adjustment and adjust to if you're the pitcher to the pitch and if you're a hitter to hit, the better it is for you at the long run.
With you being such like a good two-strike hitter, obviously, did you make any adjustments like mentally and physically to when you got 2 strikes on you? Did you make any adjustments at all?
No, I mean I like to still probably spread myself out a little bit and squat myself down a little bit, and so that way I recognize the high pitch because as a pitcher with 2 strikes, the first thing that the other guy is telling you, the pitching coach is throw a fastball high. I mean, that's the reality. You 0-2 and count, 0-1. I mean, 0-2 or 1-2. As a catcher, that's the pitch that they like to call a high fastball. So you can go and chase it. So I like to spread out a little bit normal than what I usually do, and then squat down just a little bit so I can lay up with a high pitch. Which I still hit that high pitch pretty good. I work hard at it. I get to that ball real well, but you want to lay up with a high pitch. So that's what I do. I don't choke up on it. I still hold my body the same way. Just spread out a little bit and squat down a little bit so that way I can lay up at a high pitch and be able to recognize the strike zone a little bit better. So that's about the only thing that I do, And still just let that ball get deep as much as you can, Now you just need to let the ball get way deep, as deep as you can, so that way you can defend more than strike zone, because you don't want to chase a bad pitch. So those are the things that I do, but guys, this game is not easy, and it wasn't from the night to the day that I picked up this game so quick. It just, repeating myself, and I still have a lot of room to improve myself. You always have to have room to improve yourself and work hard every day. Every day work hard and what you want and what you need and what you need to do to take it to the next level and to be the best that you can be. Stuff like that. It's I've been playing this game of baseball, 11 years to almost 12 years, going to my 12 years in the big leagues, 13 years as a professional. Well, I've been playing this game since I was 5 years old. So as I close my eye and I can put all that together, all that hard work that it took, from where I was in the Dominican Republic to get into the state, to the things that I do here, that I did here playing in summer and stuff like that. It's all that. It's about making adjustment, man, and working hard at it. And hopefully your reward is 3 or 4 years from now is you're in AAA or maybe you're in the big leagues, and then you can look back and say, man, I remember when I was in 2012 in Maple Woods and how hard I had to work to get to this level. A lot of guys sometimes don't have to work that hard to get to that level, but the majority of the guys they do have to work hard. It only took me 1 year to get to the big leagues, but it wasn't handling to me. I had to work my butt up, and I was blessed that it only took me 1 year because the minor is no fun, man. You struggle a lot, man. Financially you struggle a lot, traveling you struggle a lot. It's tough. The minor is tough. The big thing is in the show. That's where you're gonna make your money.